Okay, so in this video, I just wanted to talk about what I feel is the two most important parts of any business, which is sales and marketing. And if I was to choose between the two, I would probably choose marketing first. This is something that I've doubled down on for the last probably 5 years. A lot of my mentorships, a lot of my coaching, a lot of the training I do, the books I read is around lead generation and marketing. And I feel like if you can generate leads on tap, then you can run any business successfully. You know, all the operations and the other bits and bobs that just piece together around the lead generation. If you can't get customers into your business, then you're going to struggle. So for me, marketing is hugely important and should be priority number one. A bit deeper than this video, obviously in the game plan, we discuss this weekly. This is kind of what we go through. A lot of my other programs, which are deeper business level programs, we go into this in a lot more detail. But for the sake of planning your week out and making sure that you're successful. So whether you own a business or whether you're an employee in a business, you want to be always thinking with a lead generation mind. So how can you generate more leads? How can you do more marketing to get your brand out there? And ultimately that will deliver the value that's needed into your business. As a bit of a quick fix, and I see this mistake all the time, is people think by posting links to their products or by, constantly thinking me, and, I get them all the time on LinkedIn. As soon as you connect with somebody, they send you a message about how great their services are, what they do. And, not once do they sort of ask what I want or, find out who I'm about and what problems I need solving. So what you should be doing with your marketing at all times is becoming a problem solver and delivering value for free. So, I struggled with this at first. I kept thinking, oh, well, I've got to keep it all in. And, if I give it all away for free, but, what happens when you give stuff away, when you give awesome value out into the open space, when people start watching you, when people start taking note of your brand, they then start to want to get more involved with you, and then they come when they're good and ready. If you don't offer any value out, you never get to that point where they go, I want to work with that person, or I want to engage with that company. So it's really important that you think from an unselfish point of view, and you want to always be thinking, how can I serve the wider community? How can I serve my ideal avatar? What information do they need to help them move forward? And constantly just delivering that value. And then from that, they will come into your world. They might download one of your lead magnets or however you start your funnels off. And then from that, you wrap the rest of the processes around it. So within your week, if you are an entrepreneur or you're a high achiever in a business, schedule time on your diary to not only learn about marketing. This could maybe form part of your IBNU task first thing on a morning. Part of the important but not urgent, learning a new skill set around marketing, that could definitely form part of that. But even if you want to, so you go a deeper level, you could even put some specific time on your diary. One of my mentorships I was on about 5 years ago, they were an advocate of doing 2 hours a day marketing. And I stuck to this, and this was a game changer for me. So obviously now I've got marketing teams, but because I understood the marketing and I did it all myself, and I got to the the nitty gritty of it, what works, what doesn't work, testing, building funnels out, copywriting, all that sort of stuff, I can now lead my marketing team. They obviously execute on the action. I continue to come up with the ideas as well as them, but we have that interaction now because I know what I'm talking about. And I think that's hugely important in any business. Whenever you're building it out, at the beginning, you've got to get stuck in and roll your sleeves up so that you understand how you then want your business to run thereafter. So I would advocate getting, a minimum of, 30 minutes to an hour on your diary every day if you can on marketing. And start testing stuff, start building your brand, start coming from that value proposition. And when you get this right, you generate leads, and then the leads fall into your sales process, and then you can start tweaking your sales process. Don't get me wrong, sales is hugely important as well. There's no point having a great lead generation team and not being able to close your sales, close your leads. So you've got to make sure that you're also adverse with how to close sales, how to talk to people, how to position them in certain boxes so that you can open them up and you can find out what the true objections are so you can overcome them, all that good stuff. And again, that comes down to training, understanding the skill set and learning how to do it. I hear this all the time, I wasn't born for sales. It is total and utter bollocks. No one's born for anything. You create from your inner stance what you want to achieve, and from that you go and get it. You know, I quite often hear that I wasn't born for sales, and then I'll say to them, okay, well, if you close 10 sales this week, I'll give you $10 million. Do you think you could do it? Most people say yes, because they'd figure it out. You know, so it's not that they weren't born for sales. It's just that they're coming from their wrong inner stance, and therefore they're not going to produce the results that they need to produce. Again, this is all mindset stuff covered in the game plan. You know, on those weekly calls, this type of stuff that we go over. So if you haven't already got involved with that, get over and get involved with that. But for the coming back to, you know, the win the week, sales and marketing, very important. Make sure you get a stack of that time on your diary. You know, we left a lot of white space on the planner when we were doing it for actual work time. These could be the tasks that then fill that white space, you know, and if you spend a lot of time in those areas, you'll see great movements forward in your business results. Whereas I tend to see a lot of people doing the overwhelming busyness tasks just to make them feel good, you know, designing a new website, creating a lovely logo on a business card, you know, doing all these tasks that actually don't generate anything. You know, whether you've got a fancy website or not, it doesn't really matter. If you can't drive leads, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, if you can't build a brand, it doesn't matter. If you can't close the leads, it doesn't matter. You know, handing business cards out is a pointless exercise. You know, focus on what moves the needle in your business every week and get them on your diary. You know, get them on that planner. Make sure that they're done, that you don't miss them, and then every week you move your business forward. And that's all we're trying to do here. You know, don't think, oh well, you know, I want to be a millionaire in a number of years. That's great. Okay, that is great. That is a long-term goal, but really just focus on, what can I do this week to move my business forward? And then on a Sunday, when you do your planning sessions, you just review it and you go, what do I do this week to move my business forward? And again, you do it again the next week. And before you know it, you've moved your business forward every single week. You're tracking the results. You're doing the right activity. You're getting more time back from yourself because you're not doing the busyness tasks. You've cut out all the waste, you know, and you get rid of all the inefficiencies. And that is what really makes the difference and moves the needle. So have a think about what you can do. Have a think about what you need to study, maybe, to get yourself, you know, up to speed with, you know, marketing, sales, and then get them on your diary. Start working towards it and moving your business forward every single week.